So here I am, single, in my 30s, and dating. And oh my goodness, it is freaking hard. It is really hard to date in this world.
Of course.
It's even harder when you're someone who has just been in long-term relationships for such a long time and you haven't even dated. So you don't even know what this world is like.
Okay, ma'am, but then why aren't you married?
And recently, it's like, it just feels like it's just a constant, like, you see someone, it's going really good, you get to like the 2-month mark, and then all of a sudden it's like, no, this isn't working out. And it's so hard to be so vulnerable and put yourself out there and put your heart out there and your soul, and then somebody to turn around and just be like, you're incredible and amazing, but no.
Yeah, guys, this is one of the problems for women like her. You don't know how to pick the right man. You go after chads, and then you are vulnerable with them, and you want to love them, you want to be in a relationship with them, but it doesn't work out. And at some point, you know what happens, ma'am? You can't be vulnerable anymore. And the next guy, the good guy that wants to date you, wants to marry you, has to pay the price because you now have problems. You now are insecure. Now you're closed up. You're not vulnerable anymore. You can't love anymore as you used to. And the new guy has to pay that price. Why? If you keep choosing guy after guy after guy and it doesn't work, ma'am, at some point, you should realize that you're the common denominator. By the way, guys, I can see that only 45% of you are subscribed to my channel. So if you enjoy my videos, subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of my videos.
And then you have to rebuild yourself from there again. How do we do it, and why?
He said he loved the little things in life, so I lifted up my top. And then he ghosted me.
I haven't looked yet another egg, and it's a man putting back his clothes after, you know what, I can't.
But she will still sleep with guys. It doesn't matter if those guys give her the ick after. Me, because I'm currently in hospital for trying to take 2 at the same time. No shame, guys, I swear.
I may be a slut, but I still have feelings, okay? And I catch feelings too. And although, you know what? I'm not even gonna explain myself on here. Fuck y'all.
If you think my tits are flat, you should see my ass.
I'm just not used to being in a relationship. I don't even know what to do. Do you have any advice?
Oh, well, your job as a woman is to notice when a man is happy and immediately put a stop to that nonsense.
Just thinking about the time that I showed a therapist a picture of the guy that I had been crying about for weeks, and she looked at the picture and took a long pause and then said, in my professional opinion, I am extremely disappointed that this is the person we're sad about.
Hope you understand that her therapist is a woman. So her therapist also thinks that all men are twos or are ugly. Just think about that, guys.
I went to a party where a guy was making jokes about non-consensual intercourse, and he said, what's the difference between yes and no? And then he said, nothing. And I said, can I punch you in the face? And he said, no, but apparently there wasn't a difference. So that's the story of how I broke someone's nose in college.
Okay, ma'am, so you think that a guy saying jokes, it's the same thing as you punching him. Just think about that, guys. And she has no problem saying this online. But if the roles were inversed and the guy did that, he would be in jail.
How do you approach dating as someone in their late 20s who has a child, doesn't want any more, but is entering this dating world where everyone is just now kind of hitting the phase where they're like, I want to meet someone, I want to settle down, I want to start a family?
It's easy, ma'am. Just get a simp. Get a white knight that doesn't care that he pours all his resources into another man's child. Just find a simp, ma'am. There are so many simps out there.
Simp!
I swear I hate myself more because I'm in therapy than if I wasn't in therapy at all and was just blissfully unself-aware. I'm deeply aware of like all of my wounding, my patterns, and I know when it's coming up and when I'm acting from it. And like sometimes I pause myself and like I'll choose better, but like a lot of the time I still do act from that wounded place. I'm still...
So basically therapy doesn't work for you, ma'am. Okay, we're just going to skip this video.
Getting a man is the hard part, ladies. So keeping him is easy, and I'm going to tell you the secret. The secret that no one's telling you. How to keep the good man once you find him. Okay, easy. Just simple. Okay, ready? Feed him. Now, when I say feed him, I don't mean stupid microwave meals.
Okay, ma'am, but how did you get that good man? Because that's the problem that most women have nowadays. They can get Chad to sleep with them, but they can't find the good guy, or they don't want the good guy that actually wants a relationship with them or marriage.
Or anything. No, I'm going to put a little extra effort in. Pasta. Simple, easy to do. His favorite takeout? Okay, not always, but I like it, appreciate it. Just try a little bit. Feed him. And then you just gotta play with him. It's like having a very large dog, okay? You feed and then you play. Now, you could play in 2 different ways. Mario Kart and then Snobby Knob Job. If you do these 3 simple things, engage with him in a fun activity, engage with him in a sensual activity, and feed him, you will keep him forever. He will never run away. He will stay.
So my husband is mad at me because yesterday for dinner, I only ordered enough food for me and my 6 children and didn't order anything for my stepson.
6 children.
So on Sundays, we usually order takeout. So this Sunday, we decided to eat Olive Garden. I ordered for me, my husband, and my 6 children. And then when I got home, I'm serving everybody. And my husband is like, hey, where is my son's food? I'm like, I thought you were taking care of it. He's like, well, it's common sense. If you're buying for everybody in the house, why wouldn't you buy for Junior? I'm like, well, he's not my child. That's the common sense. He's not my child. Why?
From the start, my guy, you're a very, very big simp. Why did you get with a woman that has 6 children?
Why do I need to provide for him? My responsibility are my children. That's about it. I don't understand why I need to waste my money buying for him. I mean, if he would have given me money for it, I would have ordered him something, but he didn't. I honestly don't see the big deal because sometimes when I go out, there's people that buy food for their kids and they don't buy none for mine. And I'm not crying about it. I don't know why he's acting so surprised if...
Yeah, we're just going to skip this video because she's so annoying.
All your thoughts are true. That's what I'm going to say.
Can I ask you something?
Hang on. Is that thought true?
All your thoughts are, where do your thoughts come from? Where do they come from? Can you tell me where your thoughts?
Another low IQ woman that doesn't even know how to respond.
Thoughts come from?
From your brain?
But where? What part of your brain?
I don't know the exact part, but they come from your brain.
Where's your brain come from?
We just want to explain that
Where's your brain come from?
It's first red flag.
Well, I don't understand. If you think all thoughts are true?
Yeah.
Yes.
Can you think a lie?
What?
Can you think a lie?
What do you mean? Can you think of a lie?
Is it true that you can think up a lie?
I don't lie.
Is it?
Get ready with me to break up with my boyfriend of 4 years. It doesn't feel real. This has been one of the hardest decisions, and it's definitely going to be one of the hardest videos I ever made. I just never really knew when I would actually have the courage to do it, and today is that day.
So she first makes a video on TikTok letting everybody know that she's going to break up with her boyfriend. So she didn't talk with her boyfriend first, she did a video first. Can you understand how much of a big red flag this is? That you first have to announce to the world that you're going to break up.
We met in college. We were dorm room neighbors.
Brad, what's up, my brother? I am free at last, free at last, free at last.
Women will give terrible advice to men. It's not because they mean to give terrible advice to men. It's because when women give advice to men, they're giving advice to the men. They're giving advice as if they're talking about a man they're already attracted to. And often they'll say things like, for instance, mate choice copying in humans. This is a concept where women choose men that other women find attractive. I've had women debate me on this because it feels like that's not good. It's like, here's a study from Texas Christian University. Here's another study from the Royal Society showing indefatigably that men, when they take photos with attractive women, women see them as being more intelligent, more ambitious, more physically attractive, et cetera, et cetera.
True.
And they're like, yeah, but I don't want to go out with a player. And then I stop and say, hey, have you ever dated a player before? And we're like, yeah. I was like, okay, so you're complaining about men you've slept with before.
Yeah.
Right. And then I back up and I'm like, what?
They all say they want the nice guy, but if you ask them about their ex, oh, he was toxic. The ex before that, oh, he was also toxic. The last 5 guys she slept with, oh, they were all chads. They all look good and they were all players and toxic. But somehow, she says she wants the nice guy. No, ma'am, you don't. You wish your ex was the nice guy. But you don't understand that if he were actually the nice guy, you wouldn't be attracted to him anymore.
You're hearing me do is you think that when I give this advice to men, hold your own boundaries. These are different ways to be attractive. You think I'm talking about that dude who had sex with you and never called you back. I'm not talking to him. I'm talking to this guy over here who can't get your attention at all.
Yeah.
He can't get 6 matches out of 1,000 right swipe. He has no women are paying any attention to him. He's the one I'm talking to. The problem is you can't conceptualize of this because you don't even see him as a human being.
They can never see it from our point of view. They can only see it from their point of view and from their past experiences. That's how you know that she has a low IQ.
A whole generation of men that is like we are literally watching them die out in real time. We've got 32-year-olds, 35-year-olds who do not have children, do not know how they're going to ever have children. Some people are like, just put yourself out there, just work on yourself and things will work out. But they have something in their makeup, something in their attachment style, something in their tendency for social anxiety that allows them to put forth effort and succeed. And then there are these other people over here who will go to therapy, who will work on themselves professionally, who will show up on dating apps. And because of the shape of their face, which cannot be fundamentally altered.
Yes, it can be, my guy. If you're out of shape, you're overweight, your face will change when you lose weight, my guy. It will change a lot, not even a bit, a lot. That's not true what he's saying. That's not actually true. The shape of your face will also change if you put on a lot of muscle. I know, because I know how I used to look in the past and how I look now.
Or some other thing which they're not even aware of.
And plus, guys, my ears were like that. I had an operation to make my ears like this. This changed the whole look of my face. And after getting that surgery, I had a lot more success with women. So don't tell me you can't change the shape of your face. Of course you can.
There's this whole crop of people who I think are trying really hard. I don't think they're losers. I don't think they're like pathetic or anything like that. I think there's something about the architecture of how these people are built so that standard advice does not apply to them.
The only way I can see what he's saying being true is when a guy is too emotional, and when he was younger, he didn't get a lot of women, and now he changes, he goes to the gym, does everything right, he makes money, but he still chooses wrong women because he can't be objective, he can't be logical, because he didn't deal with so many women in the past, and now every pretty face he sees, he starts becoming a simp. That's the only way that what he's saying is true. Besides that, any man can change. Any man can change.
What do you mean you're 32 and you want intimacy without commitment?
This is what I'm talking about when I say that men have turned the current dating culture into unpaid sex work for women. Because what do you mean? Yeah, what do you mean you want intimacy without relationship at 32 years old?
Well, you can thank feminism, ma'am. Back in the past, if you wanted sex from a woman, you had to be in a relationship with her. Nowadays, because of sexual liberation, women sleep with men for nothing. For a soda. For a coffee. So of course, man, why would he want to be in a relationship with you when he can get free sex from different women? He doesn't have to offer any commitment. Thank feminism.
It used to be back in yesterday that men who wanted to have sex, because that's what that means, right? We all know, we're not dumb here. It used to be back in, yesteryear that men who wanted intimacy without a relationship had to pay for it. You had to go find a prostitute. Okay, you had to pay for it. But because men have co-opted modern day women's sexual liberation, they've co-opted it and they've turned it into what's beneficial for them.
Okay, and whose fault is that, ma'am? What changed from back then to now? Feminism, sexual liberation. So it's not our fault that we just evolved with the times, ma'am. We're just going to skip this video because it's clear she just wants to blame everything on men, even if it's not our fault. We just changed with the times.
I am going to be 30 in October, so that means that I would have been single for 12 years because the last boyfriend I had was when I just turned 18, and I don't know anyone else that's been in this situation before that's never had a boyfriend throughout their 20s. That means never going on holiday with anyone, living with anyone, introducing anyone to my parents or my family. I've just never done it, and I don't know if there's a beauty in that or if there's a bit that I'm kind of missing throughout my whole 20s.
Okay, ma'am, and whose fault is that you never had a boyfriend? You can't blame all men, all the men in the world that you didn't have a relationship. You can't, you just can't. It was because of you. You have to take accountability, ma'am. So if it was because of you, because you didn't want a relationship or whatever, now you can't complain on TikTok, oh, I've been single for so many years. Because it's your fault, ma'am.
But I wanted to add the extra layer of complexity that having low self-esteem, anxious attachment styles, suffering with anxiety, suffering with low mood, how that contributes to dating and how that contributes to me staying single.
Okay, ma'am, but it's your fault. You have all those problems and you didn't want to date. You didn't want to be in a relationship. And now you made a video on TikTok so everybody feels sorry for yourself because you've been single for so many years.
Time to talk about the elephant in the room that a lot of men don't want to address.
Okay.
Did you know that there's only 3.7 million women that have profile pages on OnlyFans? Only 3.7 million women.
That's a lot.
The reason why I say only is because, did you know the reason why OnlyFans is $1 billion industry is because we have 220 million men that subscribe to the small percentage of the 3.7 million women?
No, my guy. Those are simps. Those aren't men. Do you understand, guys, how many simps there are in the world? Oh my God.
We have 220 million.
By the way, guys, this is why there are so many women that are so entitled. It's because of simps. It's because of simps that pay for them and do whatever they want.
Million men worldwide subscribed to only 3 million women. Why is the strip club industry $1 billion industry? Who's keeping the lights on at these strip clubs? You can talk about the lifestyle of the stripper. You can talk about the lifestyle of the dancers. But who's keeping these strip clubs afloat? Men.
Yeah.
Why is the adult film industry, the pornography industry, $1 billion industry? Who's giving it that much viewership, making it $1 billion industry? Men. And until
at least corn is free. You can find it free on the internet. But I don't get it. Why would you pay for an only Sims account? I don't care how that woman looks. It doesn't matter, my guy. You're just a big simp.
a lot of you men realize you have to defeat that spirit of lust, perversion from within, everything is going to be out of its God-ordained alignment. A lot of you complain about the women that you create. You create the women that you complain about. And then
I don't blame the women for their behavior. I blame the sims that enable women having that behavior.
when you get the Jezebel that sets you up, now you want to throw this whole blanket cast as if all women. No, it's not all women. Let's talk about TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, twerk videos, all this other stuff. Who's in the comment section? Who's liking? Who's sharing it to their homeboy? Who's flying?
True. That's why they all think they're princesses. Because they get 1,000 messages from Sims and 1,000 comments from Sims saying, oh, you're so beautiful. You're the most beautiful woman in the world. And it gets to their head. And the guys even send money without doing anything. So, of course, if you want to take her on a date, she's very entitled and she expects you to take her, I don't know, to a fancy restaurant or spend a lot of money on her, of course. Because she's so delusional that she actually thinks that she's that woman. Just because she gets a lot of Sims in her comments or in her DMs. Yeah, that's reality, guys.
Find these women out. Who's cash apping these women?
Yeah.
A lot of you men. You create the women that you complain about. You complain about the women that you create.
Hope you enjoyed this video, guys, and I'll see you on the next one.